Hey friend, Roger Christofferson here again with another First Listen review. Today we have Disturbed's brand new album, Divisive. Just came out yesterday. If there's one thing I don't think this album is going to be is divisive. Haha. Alright, enough with the bad jokes. Let's get to the music here, I guess. Yeah, so this one's brand new here. It looks like it's the first one they've had since Evolution, which was kind of a letdown, I think, for a lot of people. It was kind of chock full of slow songs, and I don't know if that was set up because of the version of that Sound of Silence, and that hit her big, so they decided they needed to put a bunch of slower songs on the next album. But this one, there's only one slower song on this album, and that one actually has a cool guest appearance on it that I'll get to here in a minute. But yeah, this is a back up and rockin'. It's a pretty short album, just under 38 minutes. I don't know, there's been a lot of short albums lately. I don't know. You guys, give me your comments on that. What do you think about all these short albums? I just did a couple. I think The Cult was super short. I did a David Paich one that was really short. I think what was that other one I did there? The Dead Daisies, super short. Just a lot of these really short, just barely making it over half an hour. I don't know. So I guess that's good if it's packed full of good songs. I guess if there's a bunch of ones that you don't care for on there, you want a couple more good ones. Of course, sometimes the really long ones get a little boring after a while too. There's been a few of them, but not going to name any names. Just going to get right to this one. I don't want to make this one too long because basically, if you're a Disturbed fan, this isn't going to change that. If you're not a Disturbed fan, this probably will not change that. This is pretty much exactly what you would expect either way. It's just the rockers, like they had back in the earlier couple albums they had out there. There's no Down with the Sicknesses on here, although they do save a cool little ha 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 thing at the end of Part of Me. Like, I'm not even going to try to imitate David Draymond with his wah-ah thing that he does every now and then, but yeah, they got that on here too, so people who are fans of that won't be disappointed. Might have to wait a few songs in to get to it, but yeah, anyway, so the first 5 songs are pretty much indistinguishable from one another. I guess that's kind of rude, but it's exactly what you would think you would get. It's cool, heavy riffs. It's the same guitar tone I think they've used since day one. It's got a lot of that stop-start rhythm things that they do that they're good at. I mean, it's tight. It's mixed really tight. I'm sure there's a lot of quantizing going on in the mixing board and the mixing room on this one. Super compressed. David Draymond has a certain way of singing, a style that's kind of very rhythmic, but he's got a very good, I like his voice. I think he's got a good voice. And then you get to a lot of big choruses. So the first 5 songs are pretty much that. Song number 6 is the only one I really didn't care for, called Feeding the Fire. It was just a little bit slower, just didn't seem like it did anything at all for me. That's kind of the throwaway track on this one for me. And then it gets to the song Don't Tell Me, which is featuring Ann Wilson. Now, when the song first started, it's a slower, it starts out ballady-ish, and then David takes the first verse and chorus there, and then when Ann starts singing, that's when the song actually really takes a turn for the better. She makes the song. She really just spot on this one, and the two of them singing together, and the song builds up, and by the end of it, it's got the dynamics that you'd want to hear in an epic type balladish type song. I don't know if I'd call this a ballad after it builds up, but pretty good. I liked it actually. Solo in it, it was a little generic, I guess. The lead sound, I don't know. I just don't like the lead guitar sound. I think it distracted a little bit. I think they could have come up with something a little bit better. But a lot of these bands that fall into this category, like the Five Finger Death Punch, the Nickelbacks, kind of all get thrown into this butt rock category, in case nobody's ever heard that term before. The radio station's nothing but rock. This would be like one of these types of sounds, guitar tones, and I just didn't care for it. Luckily, it gets back into rocking after that. Take Back Your Life, Part of Me, and Won't Back Down are all really cool rocking songs. The riff at the end of Won't Back Down, or actually the whole main riff of Won't Back Down, I thought was a really cool riff. It was a little different and something, a little something new. I hadn't heard anything quite like that, at least nothing that comes to mind on their earlier albums, so it was nice to hear that. I wish maybe those had been up. I think the last 3 songs are actually the better of the songs on here. They have this habit of like getting this really rhythmic type verse thing going on, and then they get to a big sing-along chorusy type thing. It's kind of what they do. So that's what you get. Not bad. I actually like Disturbed. There was a couple albums along the way, 1000 Fists. That one just kind of was, I don't know, not that great in my eyes, and the last couple have been a little bit this one, I would rate this one a little bit better than the last couple. It's a little bit closer to their earlier stuff, although it's really not anything new except for like the things I mentioned there. So if you like Disturbed, you're going to like this album. If you don't like Disturbed, like I said, you're probably not going to like this album. So yeah, feel free to check it out. It's probably on Spotify and all that fun stuff like everything else is. But yeah, I guess I don't even know what I was going to say there. But anyway, yeah, so make sure you like, subscribe, share, leave your comments down below. Let's have fun either beating them up or hyping them up. Either way, I don't care. It's just for fun anyway. So, yeah, talk to you guys later. See ya.